This is Chapter 12, Recess as Quality Movement Time. The importance of recess, you'll find out through this chapter, is that it is a needed break time for students' brain, and you as a classroom teacher may be the supervisor of recess, so that's one of the main reasons we are going over this chapter. So the purpose of the chapter is to provide an in-depth discussion, describe recess activities and hints, the difference between physical education and recess, because people get those confused. Recess is free play time where students may choose whom to play with and what activities to engage in. Arguments against providing recess. Recess takes time away from academic work. It encourages aggression and antisocial behavior. Arguments in favor of providing recess. It gives a mental break. Everyone needs a mental break. It provides a play-like period. It boosts academic achievement. And I'm going to just make statements and overview of this chapter, so you may want to take notes. In order to make recess time more educational, a classroom teacher must view their role as a supervisor in a new way. The role of recess in the educational process, it allows children to engage in play activities. And we talked about arguments for omitting it. It takes away from the academics. Cognitive development is more important than social development. And remember, these are just arguments for omitting recess, and it encourages aggressive behavior. An argument in favor of recess, just like we said, was play-like periods help foster attention skills. Current evidence suggests a positive relationship exists between interactions with peers at recess and academic achievement. Breaking up learning circles with short breaks is called distributed practice. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, improving memory and brain function. Play encourages a sense of control because it allows for self-directed behavior. And the author of the book states that additional justification for having recess in the schools is that it provides practice time for movement skills. A NASB 1989 survey, the general consensus was that recess periods typically lasted around 15 to 20 minutes, and children use the same part of the playground differently based on their age and gender. And the most strongly documented variables that influence recess behaviors are gender and age. There's other factors that influence recess behavior. It is age, race, and gender. And boys tend to engage in primarily vigorous activities. So let's look at some arguments in favor of. It contributes to social and moral development of the students, just like I stated in the overview. Recess leads to healthier children. It contributes to skill acquisition. Obstacles, there's a weather conditions, play spaces lacking, and also equipment. Inappropriately designed play spaces, poorly maintained and limited in size. Schools with shortened or no recess periods. Adults who schedule their children's day and leave no time for free play. Parents afraid of children playing in the neighborhood play spaces unsupervised. Cities not including play spaces when building new places to live. So overcoming some obstacles. School can provide adequate time for students, appropriate play places, train personnel, that would be you, and promote community support. Teachers can plan productive recesses for your students, use the outdoor or extension of the classroom, avoid taking away outside time as punishment. And I do want to touch on this a little bit. If you need to punish regarding recess, take away the freedom of what activity that they choose and the people that they want to play with, and just have recess activity cards that they can stand there alongside of the teacher and be physically active, but you also are taking away the right to play with others. Advocate for quality play periods or experiences. Ask the whole school to participate in National Recess Week. Yes, that is a highlight, National Recess Week. Involve your local parent-teacher association. Select amount of time and timing of recess. There are no concrete guidance regarding this. Elementary schools vary greatly in the amount of time and the number of recess periods throughout the day. There is a support for a number of recess periods each day, and they are interdispersed throughout the day. Schedule morning and after recess periods. Identify appropriate recess spaces. Evidence is lacking as to the play spaces and equipment that would meet cognitive, social, and physical needs of children, differences where children play and how they use the same space. So this test suggests the following: outdoor play spaces, outdoor with contemporary structures, containing materials that children can build, a walking trail, indoor play spaces including gyms and multi-purpose rooms. Prepare for typical recess behavior. Look at the following description. School personnel must monitor playground spaces. Gender, age, race, disability, and social economic status affect the way children play. Boys are typically more physically active than girls on playgrounds. Boys engage in more vigorous activity, as earlier stated. Boys engage in significantly more occasions of aggressive behavior. Girls and boys tend to play in same gender groups. In more instances of boys excluding girls occurs than vice versa. Girls must be highly skilled to join in all boy groups. Typical recess behavior: boys and girls learn gender roles, behaviors on the playground, what equipment to play on, what games, sports are appropriate, how active to be. Boys play tends to focus on coordinating peers around a team game. Girls play tend to be more cooperative. When boys and girls play together, the group operates more similar to boys' group than girls' group. This is the end of part 1.